Hi, and welcome to exercise 2.7, which is on indices. Indices, we can define them as mathematical term for exponent we use. This exercise is on indices. We use indices to express repeated multiplication in a shorter and more convenient way. Instead of writing same factor repeatedly, we use the indices. So index or indices, they are both the same term. Singular form is index and the plural form is indices. So let's just take a start with our very first question to know how to solve expressions using indices or index notation. In here, the very first question asks us to express each or write each expression using the index notation. So index notation we can define to be a simply shorter way of writing number or a variable that is multiplied by itself several times. So in here there are two things that we need to consider. The number being multiplied will be called the base, and the number of time it's multiplied, that would be the power or the index. Let's say if a number is multiplied by itself 8 times, so the power will become, the index will become 8, and the number itself will be the base. So taking a start with the very first part of the first expression of this question, we have 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. So we have to identify two things, the base and the index. The base, as we mentioned earlier, is the number itself. So in here, as we can see, the number that is getting multiplied with itself is 2. So base is 2, and how many times it's multiplied or how many times it appears in multiplication. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how we express. We write the base and then the index as an exponent at the top of it as a small number. So 2 is multiplied 5 times. That is how we write an expression in index notation. Then coming to the next, what is the number that is multiplying with itself? That is 3. So the base is 3. How many times it's getting multiplied or how many times it appears in multiplication? It is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 raised to the power of 4. In here the index is 4. In here the index was 5. Next, what is the number? 7. So base is 7. What is the index? In here it appears once, twice. So it appears twice, therefore the index would be 2. 11 multiplied by 11 multiplied by 11. So the base is 11. The number of times it is since 3, so the index would be 3. Then we have 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10. So the base is 10. And how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times, therefore the index will be 5. In here the base is 8 and the index is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the index is 5. Base is 8, index is 5. A multiplied by A multiplied by A multiplied by A. So in here, instead of numbers, we are having variables. So again, what is the base? It is A. Then how many times it is multiplied to give us the index? It is 4 times. Next we have x multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by x. So in here the base is x and the index is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's appearing 5 times in multiplication. So therefore x raised to the power of 5, or x with the indices or index of 5. Then we have y multiplied by 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 y. So in here the base is y and the power in here 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So we have the index of 6. This one is different because we are having two different variables. So we are not going to combine them, but we will be representing each one with its index separately. So in here a is getting multiplied 3 times, the index is 3. Base is a and the index is 3. In here the next variable we are having b, so the base is b and the index would be, in here the power is 1, in here the power is 1, so 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Base is b and power is, or index is 2. So it would be a raised to the power of 3 and b raised to the power of 2. X multiplied by x multiplied by y multiplied by y multiplied by y multiplied by y. So in here again we are having two variables. We are not going to combine the exponents or the indices or the index, but we are going to calculate it or count it or express it separately for each variable. So in here x, this is the base, and the power would be, or the index would be 2, because it appears twice in multiplication. Then we have y, so it's in multiplication, so it would be x multiplied by y, or x into y written next to each other. And the index, it would be how many times it appears in the multiplication, 1, 2, 3, 4, so the index would be 4. Then we have p multiplied by p multiplied by p multiplied by q multiplied by q. Again we are having two different variables in this expression, so p, in here the first expression is p in multiplication, so p will be the base, and then the number of times it appears, it is 3, so we will have the index of 3. P with the index of 3 and q with the index of 2, or p cube q square. X multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by x multiplied by y multiplied by y multiplied by y. So we are having two variables, x and y. X appears 4 times, y appears 3 times, so y cube, x raised to the power of 4, or x with an index of 4 and y with an index of 3. Second last, we have x multiplied by y multiplied by x multiplied by y multiplied by y multiplied by x multiplied by y. We can arrange the order to make sure we do not mix them or count them incorrectly. So the variables, the two different variables, are separated from one another. So in here, x multiplied by x multiplied by x, x appears in multiplication 3 times, so the base is x, the index is 3. Y appears 4 times in multiplication, so the base is y and the index is 4. And the last one, a multiplied by b multiplied by a multiplied by b multiplied by a multiplied by b multiplied by c. In this expression we are having 3 variables, a, we have b, and we have c. So first we will separate them, and then we will write them in the index notation. So a is the base and it has the index of 3 because we have a appearing in multiplication 3 times. Then we have b as a base with an index of 3 because it appears 3 times in multiplication, and c with an index of 1. When there is index of 1, we skip it. So with no index expressed, it means the index is 1. That's all for this question. This is the index notation you have to keep in mind. Base is the number that is getting multiplied with itself, and exponent or index is the number that